Our first guest spent the last few weeks in the Love Island villa, but now it's time for her first Irish television interview and we're so excited.
Yes, we are. Forte Clarke started her journey with Tommy, but ended it with Limerick lad Conor. Before we chat to Megan, let's take a quick reminder of her time in the show.
Tommy.
She is sexy.
Oh, Tommy! Come on! Bit of a geezer. He's laying it on fact that 50, like. The walk of shame! Oh, could get used to this.
Megan Forte Clarke, welcome to the 6 o'clock show! It must be so weird seeing that. How does it feel looking at that reel of your time in the villa?
It makes me giggle a lot. It's so weird watching yourself back because, like, that's Love Island and you're like, what?
Yeah, I suppose when you're in there, you know, you're really just living the experience. You don't notice the cameras. It's only been a few days since you've been out of the villa. Have you had time to process it all?
Yeah, no, like, it's a mad change because you go in, like, feeling just normal and you come out and your phone's, like, blowing up, but, like, you're still, like, living in the same place now. So it's just, like, two different worlds, but getting used to it.
Yeah.
Getting used to it, slowly adjusting. I have to say I was devastated when I saw you leaving the island. But going back to the very beginning for you, what was it that drew you to going on Love Island in the first place?
I mean, I've always had terrible dating experiences, and I was like, if there's one place that you have to give it your all, it's Love Island. So
talk to me about terrible. What's a terrible dating experience?
It can't be terrible when you look like that, Megan. No.
I wish I could, like, find out why, but yeah, no, just no good at all. Every man I've ever dated is just... Actually, I'm lost for words. That's how bad it is.
Ghosting. I read somewhere that you were ghosted. And let me tell you,
all the time.
I had my first ghosting experience a couple of weeks ago. It's not very pleasant.
It's not nice.
It drives you mad because you're like, all right, you could just at least say no. Like,
I know. And I suppose when you're in the villa, you know, the public kind of voted you guys to be together for the first time, which I thought was nice to mix it up like that. You went in as an OG, full of life, full of fire. Looking back, like, how do you summarise your time in the villa?
Oh God, my time in the villa was just a ball. Like, I loved every second in there. Like, everyone in there is just unreal. Like, we all made such good friends and I just giggled the whole time.
You look like you were living your best life. And here's the thing. You were living your best life. You were in this villa. The sun was shining. Life was good. You were surrounded by gorgeous men and women. And you coupled up with Tommy very early on in the show. And things seemed to be going great. You were getting on brilliant. And then you weren't. What happened?
Yeah, so... obviously, me and Tommy had that argument because of Harry telling him one thing. It was like he said, she said kind of situation, and that wound me up. Hindsight's a great thing, though, because I should have just taken a breath. But, you know, when you're raging, you think you're right about something. But, yeah, we just were going back and forth and back and forth. So, obviously, that wasn't great. But then I'd been speaking to Conor since the start, which wasn't shown, so it looked like I plucked him out of nowhere. And then it was always a kind of a what if thing with Conor. So that me and Tommy fighting made it easier for Conor to kind of come in and, like, do what he wanted to do for me. That, like, obviously Tommy's always been doing. So that, like, drew me to him a bit more and we just kind of got closer. And yeah.
Okay. And did you know Conor? Because obviously Ireland's a small place. Did you know him from before?
This is so funny, right? People keep saying that I knew him before, but he followed me on Instagram 4 years ago. He told me this on the first day and I never followed him back. And since this day, he follows me on TikTok and, like, has commented on, like, one of my old TikToks. And I didn't know until I came out. So, like, he's been trying for 4 years, bless him. So it's nice that he got his chance.
Well, Megan, are you going to follow him back now after all that?
Yeah, I've given him the follow on Instagram. I've broken the ice with that one. I said I'll follow him first. I actually don't think I've followed him back on TikTok yet. I should probably do that.
No, he's going to work for that one. Well, we're going to throw it back to your last few moments and when you got jumped in the villa. Let's take a look.
Megan.
I love every single one he is. I'm going to miss you all. Love you, Rebel. Love you, Megan. Bit shit timing for me personally because obviously I was starting to see things through with Conor and that was some tough goodbye. But it is what it is, out of our hands.
Oh,
Megan, that must have been a tough goodbye because it felt like for us on the outside that you were only getting started. What's it like looking back on that moment and, you know, being amongst like your peers in the villa and having to go?
Yeah, that was a tough watch. That when I watched that one back, I was very upset. Because obviously, like, you make such good friends in there. You're living together 24/7, do you know what I mean? And you don't expect for someone to just be gone. Like, so for me to go and just have to leave them all behind, it was horrible. And obviously with the Conor situation, we were just getting to a good place and we were really like blossoming, and then it was just ripped away from us. But what can you do? You have to wait and see now. Like
Conor's face in that moment when we're watching it, like he is absolutely devastated and in pure shock. Yeah. Like most of the other Islanders were. You said that you're going to wait for Conor, and since then things obviously have gone down in the villa. There's been a few challenges. He kissed Shakira for a challenge. Tony made his heart rate go up during that little, I don't know, lap dance almost.
Conor.
How are you feeling about the whole situation with Conor now?
I still feel all right, you know, because like obviously challenges are different to actual like life in there, I suppose. But him and Shakira, I don't know if it's been shown. I haven't watched all the episodes back, but they're like best friends in there. So I was like, if he was gonna kiss anyone, I'm glad it was her. And then Tony is sexy anyways. Like she could say one thing to me and I would like, my heart rate would go. And so as well, I'm glad it's her. So I think in terms of that, I'm not too like stressed about it, but we shall have to wait to see how he carries on with these new bombshells as well.
I
know. He'll be on his best behaviour. But listen, we want to ask you about the girlhood in the villa as well. You were quite close with Helena and Meg. You formed a lovely bond in there. But there seems to have also been a bit of a divide in the villa, at least from the outsider's point of view. Did it feel like that in the villa when you were there with the other girls?
When I watched like a couple of episodes back, I was like, oh my God, there is a divide. Because I came out and like seeing all this stuff on TikTok and I was like, what? Like, obviously, you naturally have the girls you're closer to. That's just the way life is. Do you know what I mean? Like, and when we split for chats, like, it would be a bit of like a group. But in terms of actual like atmosphere in the villa, I never felt like there was like a massive divide or anything or like any animosity. Like, we were all friends and like I spent just as much time with Shakira, Tony, Yasmin, Alima. Like, we were all mixed than I did with Helena and Meg, like, do you know what I mean? And in the dressing room, I was like, you wear this looks so good on you. Like, there was never any, like, weirdness. So when I came out and seeing that, I was like, that's crazy that it's, like, looks like that, because I get it, but no, we're all good, to be fair. Everyone loves each other in there. I
know, I'm actually so glad to hear that, because I suppose we don't get to see everything that goes on in the villa.
Yeah.
What couples do you think are secure? Who do you think is gonna see it to the end?
I think Meg and Dee are my like winners as of now. Yeah, like I think there's always something going on with them, but they always like overcome it. So I think like even if Casa rolls around and Meg loses her head or Dee does something, you never know. It's always something with them, but they always come out on top. So I think they're in for the long run.
I love it. Well, listen, away from the villa, I want to know more about you. So you grew up in Finglas, is that right?
Yeah, I grew up in Finglas and I went to school in Dublin 8, so it was the best of both worlds.
Where in Dublin 8?
Like Liberties. My ma's from there, so I went to...
No way, I know the school. Yeah, I know the school in the Liberties, yeah. Oh,
that's so nice. I'm sure you had so much support as well. What was the reaction like from your friends and family? I know your mom's a massive inspiration to you. She must have been so excited to see that you're on the show.
Oh my God, my mom loves the show. So she was shocked when I told her, like she was shocked. But she's been on edge, I think, every night watching because she never knows what's going to happen. But like, she's happy now that I'm out and like, she's hearing all about it and she's like so interested. She wants all the inside scoop. Like.
And could you tell many people? Could you tell your friends?
No, I told my mom and my auntie and then like 2 of my close friends from home and a couple of my friends in Brighton. That was it.
Oh my God.
So you moved to Brighton after Dublin and you got into musical theatre. I hear that's a huge passion of yours. Yeah. Is that something you're going to pursue?
I've been doing it since I'm like 3 or 4. So yeah, I'd hope so because it's a lifetime, isn't it? So I may as well. But moved to Brighton for drama school and then graduated last year and I've just stayed there since. I love it here.
It's amazing. Now, we've heard as well, before the villa, you were working as a corporate girl, doing energy broking. Do you think you'll go back to that? Or is this like a brand new lease of life now? What's the plan?
No, I will not be going back to that. I was no good at it. No good at all. I think I just had an accent and I got away with it. That was it.
Okay, yeah, on to bigger and better. Now, Megan, there is a new Irish bombshell going in tonight. Let's take a look at Billykiss.
Conor and Dejon, Billykiss is waiting for you to go on the first date.
What?
Please get ready to leave the villa.
It's not fair.
Oh.
Ooh, Megan, Billykiss, have you seen this before? Did you know about this? Yes, we've got an Irish bombshell called Billykiss, and she's asked Conor for a date. How do you feel about that?
No, leave alone. Let me live.
Oh, God.
Is it safe to say you won't be watching tonight, or will you?
Oh, I think I'll have to watch like a hot.
You must be glued to it since you left.
Yeah.
You know what? I watched like the last few, and it's actually so sad because I just want to be in there. But I'll definitely be watching tonight. I'm saying that, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Well, listen, we'll be watching too. A massive thank you to Megan for joining us. Don't forget, Love Island continues tonight on Virgin Media Play and Virgin Media 2 at 9 p.m.